Hello people, my name is Laura. This is Luna.
This is Luna.
She wants to be a star. We're in Italy and today I'm going to tell you all about when I had to go to A&E in Italy. Woo! Okay, so I was in the kitchen making hummus, as you do.
What can you do for your husband?
And I did the stupidest thing I've ever done. The mixer was still plugged in and I was cleaning it like this with my finger, and for some reason I pressed the on button. And I still can't get over this. It's such a stupid thing to do, but I was kind of in a rush. I was hungry, of course. It was just a split second of stupidity and it's cost me a lot of pain. I mean, I wasn't thinking, but what I must have subconsciously thinking was I'll press the eject button, but obviously I pressed the on button and there was blood everywhere and I was freaked out. But we put a tissue on it and I held it to kind of slow down the bleeding. Luckily, we have a friend here called Pietro who was literally a finger saver.
Thank you, Pietro.
And he came and picked us up and took us to Italian A&E and guided us through the whole thing, and we're going to tell you all about that right now. Yeah, so we were really lucky Pietro was there. Not only did he drive us all the way to the hospital, but he also speaks Italian because he is Italian, and unfortunately our Italian is limited to
Niente?
Is that even Italian?
I hope it is.
I mean, I guess we could have used Google Translate, but it was so much easier that he was there and he spoke to them. And then we waited in A&E in Italy. And we waited for hours and hours, and we're used to this. I mean, when we went to the A&E in England, we waited for much longer. And I actually enjoyed it in Italy a lot more because of the other people that were there. So in England A&E, everybody will sit there and they'll be grumpy and, oh, why haven't you called me yet? It's my turn. La, la, la.
In Italy, it was just you who did that, and everyone else was really calm.
Yeah, everyone was really calm, and they were like talking to each other and trying to talk to us and being, you know, when they realised we didn't speak any Italian.
You made a new friend.
I made two new friends. This little boy came and sat with me. And we were playing like this whistling game, and we were going like, and yeah, that was fun. And then this old woman was, you know, she's trying to tell me something, and I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. You know, they really tried to include us. And there was one group, and I thought they were all one family, but it turned out they were just people who'd met each other in A&E, and they were having food together and hanging out, and felt like that kind of family kind atmosphere is something that we just don't have in the UK A&E, and I'm glad we got to see that because it was really nice. Plus, they also had TV in there, which again is something they don't have in English A&E. We watched Home Alone in Italian, and it was so good. So after waiting for hours and hours, you know, I went and tried to ask the woman how much longer is it going to be, and she did something that they would never do in A&E in England. She showed me the list of people, and I had to see where I was and see that I was still 9th in place.
Oh.
They have a system where you're either red, yellow, green or white, and red is like, you know, your head's cut off, and orange is your head's not cut off but you could probably die soon, and then I was green, and then white is why are you here, go home. Yeah, so I was 9th, and you know, it was really nice of her to show us that. She didn't need to do that. Okay, so then our super Italian friend, well, super because he's our friend, but also he's Italian. He's not like super Italian, although he is Italian. Anyway, Pietro came back and he brought us a pizza, which was so sweet of him. Pizza. And he was just in time for them to call my number, and my number, I'll never forget, it was 528. I'd been like thinking of it for so long. I was like trying to make them say it, and
we've been visualizing it.
We were shouting, we were like doing a little dance to it. Anyway, he came through with us, and it was really empty back, you know, behind the doors, and there weren't really any patients or any doctors there. There was a couple of people on stretchers in the hall, but it was very empty.
Very empty, yeah.
I guess they must have had just no staff on. There was this guy, he was really short, and for me he's just really Italian looking. He was short, he was quite hairy, and he had an Italian flag on his top. Yeah, he spoke a little bit of English and he was really nice. And there was another guy who was kind of like a nurse on the computer, and he kept going on about tetanus. Have you had your tetanus shot? Anyway, they were nice, and the guy looked at my finger, and this was the absolute worst bit. He got an injection, like an anesthesia.
Anesthesia.
It was anesthesia, and he injected it into the cut, and oh my god, it hurt so much. And he had to do it like 4 times because the cut was so big. And I was like, ah! and he said, brava, brava. And he stitched it, and I watched him stitch it. It was so weird because I could see it, and it's my finger, but I couldn't feel it at all. He was stitching it through. Anyway, I had 7 stitches, and they put all this stuff on it, like hydrogen peroxide, which makes it all bubbly, and I'd never seen that before, and I was like, what the hell is that? And he was like, oh, it's liquid oxygen, and I thought, well, I think that freezes your hands. I don't think that's right. But I looked it up later, and it was hydrogen peroxide. And also, is it iodine, the kind of brown stuff that... Anyway, Probably. They disinfected it loads, they put a bandage on, and I was good to go. Okay, and then they basically gave me a prescription for antibiotics and told me to come back in 8 to 10 days to get the stitches out. I want to say a massive thank you to Pietro for taking us to the hospital.
Grazie mille.
I'm not sure what we'd have done without you, but you know, he was so nice to us. He really looked after us. We also want to say a big thank you to everyone at the hospital. And I want to finish by saying I was impressed by Italian A&E. I was really impressed by the fact that they had TV in the waiting room. That's pretty cool. Obviously, it's really cool that emergency care is free in Italy, which isn't true in a lot of countries. It's true in the UK, but free TV, free emergency healthcare, and the fact that everyone was just so nice to each other in the little room, and they were all talking to each other, and they were being nice to each other, and I just feel like that was really nice.
And that's it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you're new to this channel, make sure to subscribe, hit that subscribe button, which is down there. Hit it hard right now, and give this video a thumbs up. Comment below, have you ever been to A&E in Italy or your own country? What was it like? Share your experience in the comments, and come back for a new video soon, or catch up on our old videos. And that's it for today, guys. We're gonna leave you with an amazing time lapse of Italy.
Ciao.